Hello everyone. In the previous class, we have discussed about the 4-bit full adder, ripple carry full adder. That is, we have discussed about writing the program using gate level modeling, or you can say the structural modeling used for the 4-bit RCA, that is ripple carry adder. So in today's class, we will discuss gate delays. So until now, whatever we have discussed, the expressions, the circuit diagrams, we have done that one without considering the delays. But actually, in the digital circuits, there are delays associated with them because of number of reasons. So we have described the circuits without any delays. That is, you can say that one it's a zero delay. We have considered without delay means zero delay. So it is a ideal one, but practically it is not correct. So in real circuits, the logic gates or the logic circuits have delays associated with them. So gate delays allow the Verilog user to specify delays through the logic circuits. So here gate delays, they are going to allow the Verilog user, that is we are the users, to specify a particular delay through the logic circuits. There are three types of delays. They are rise delay, fall delay, and turn off delay. So each one, what are those, we are going to discuss here. So there are three types of delays from the inputs to the outputs of primitive gates. So as we know that there are primitive gates, there are total 6 primitive gates, and buff gate, NOT gate. So all these are primitive gates. So whenever the output changes, when input changes, so as per the output changes, that is change in the output is called as transition from input. So they are classified as rise delay, fall delay, and turn off delay. The first one is the rise delay. So as the name suggests, rise delay, from any value when the output changes or output transition to the value 1, that is high. So this is called as the rise delay. So the rise delay is associated with the gate output. So whenever the gate output is 1, that is logic 1, associated with the gate output, transition to a 1 from another value. What is that another value? There are only 3 possible values are there. The value is the input, which is 0, from 0 when the output changes to 1. So this is rise delay. Or from the unknown value x, the output changes to 1. It's a rise delay. Or when the value which is high impedance, that is z, which is changed to 1, this is also a rise delay. That means whenever the output is 1 from other value of the input, that is from 0 to 1 or x to 1 or z to 1, so that is called as rise delay. That is shown in the figure. Observe the figure. 0 x z, 0 x or z. So these are the values. From these values, when the output is transition to 1, so this is called as rise delay. In between the delay is shown, t rise, so that is nothing but the delay. So in the ideal circuit, we do not consider delay, or we have considered a zero delay. So a transition takes place without any delay. But here in the real circuits, the actual delay is associated with it. So that is t rise from the start to end. That is nothing but the delay. So this delay is called as rise delay. Next one is the fall delay. So as again the name suggests, fall delay is just opposite to the rise delay. So the value, the fall delay is associated with the gate output transition to a 0 from another value, that is output when changes to 0 from any other possible input value, that is from 1 to 0 or x to 0 or z to 0, that is unknown value to 0 or high impedance value to 0. So when the output transition to 0, this is called as fall delay. So again the figure is shown here. From 1 or x or z, the value changed to 0. So t fall is shown here. So this is a fall delay. So in real circuits, delay is associated with them. The third one is the turn off delay. So turn off delay is associated with the gate output transition to the high impedance value z from another value. If the output is here, there are two possibilities turn off delays: for the output high impedance or for the output x. Whenever your output is high impedance, that is z, so which is coming from any other value, that is 0 or 1 or x, from 0 to 1 0 to z or 1 to z or x to z. So this is known as turn off delay. One more is there, that is your output is x from any other value. So if the value changes to x, the minimum of the 3 delay is considered. So suppose if your value output value is changed to x, your output value is unknown, then out of these 3, whichever is the minimum, that will be considered as a delay for that particular output x. Three types of delays specifications are allowed here. If only one delay is specified, this value is used for all the transitions. Suppose what is the exact value of that particular rise delay, fall delay or turn off delay, that has that to be known. Suppose in the statement or in the expression, if only one value, there are 3 different types of values actually, but out of that, if only one value is specified in the expression, so this value is for all types of transitions, that is for rise time, for rise delay, for fall delay, as well as for the turn off delay, the same value is considered. So that will be a delay for rise, fall, as well as turn off. If suppose if you are specifying the 2 separate delays, then they are going to be a rise delay and fall delay. Remember here, if you specify only 2 delays, then they are going to be rise delay and fall delay. Then what is turn off delay in this case? So turn off delay will be the delay whichever is the minimum out of those 2, that will be a turn off delay. That means suppose if you are specifying only one value, that one single value itself will be a rise delay, fall delay, as well as turn off delay. If you are specifying 2 values, then the rise delay is specified and fall delay is specified, and turn off delay is not specified here. So what will be the turn off delay here? Turn off delay will be the whichever is the minimum out of rise delay and fall delay, that will be a turn off delay. If you specify all the 3 values, then they are going to be, first one is going to be referred as a rise delay, then followed by fall, and the last the turn off delay value. So like this the delays are specified. Suppose if you are not specified any delay value, then the by default the value of delay is going to be 0. Previously we have done the same thing, we have not specified any delay value. So in those cases the delay value by default the value is 0. We will see some examples. So examples of types of delay specification. So first one is the delay of a delay time. Delay time is some identifier for all the transitions. Observe here, and followed by and is a predefined primitive followed by hash in bracket delay time. So hash followed by whatever the number is there, that is nothing but your delay. Delay is specified using the symbol hash. A1 is the instant, out comma I1 comma I2. So this is instantiation, just an example. So see here, delay time, only one time is specified here, delay time. So that delay time itself will be the rise delay, fall delay as well as turn off delay. Second example, rise and fall delay specifications. So for rise and fall delay specifications, you have to specify two different values. So, and same example, hash rise value, fall value, two different values separated by comma. So one will be rise delay, another one will be the fall delay. In this case, turn off delay is not specified. So in that case, so whichever is the smaller one or minimum one, if the rise value is minimum, that will be the turn off delay, or else if the fall value is the minimum, that will be the turn off delay. Then if you want to represent all the three different values, then that is also possible. So third example, buff if 0 hash, buff if 0 is a predefined primitive. So rise value, fall value and turn off value all are separated by comma. Remember here, so all the three values are specified here. So in this case, first one is the rise delay, second one is the fall delay, and the third one is the turn off delay. That example is continued. So examples with actual values and hash 5 a1 out comma I1 comma I2. In this example, 5 is the value given, so 5 is the delay. So this 5 is itself is the rise delay, fall delay as well as turn off delay. In the second example, rise value is 4, fall value is 6. So rise delay is 4, fall delay is 6. What is turn off delay in this case, as it is not specified? In the first case, the same value is used for turn off delay, that is 5. In the second example, only two values are specified, 4 and 6. So out of this, whichever is minimum, the minimum value is 4. So 4 will be the turn off delay in the second example. In the third example, all the three values are specified. 3, rise delay is 3, fall delay is 4 and turn off delay is 5. So separated by commas. So buff if 0 hash 3 comma 4 comma 5. So 3 will be the rise delay, that is whenever the value changes from any value to 1, the delay specified will be 3. Whenever the value changes to 0 from any other value, that is turn off, that is fall delay. So here the 4 will be the fall delay, and turn off value, that is high impedance value. Whenever the output is Z from any other value, the 5 will be the delay in that case. Then for whenever the output changes to X, that is unknown value, so whichever is the minimum, that is here the 3 is the minimum value, that will be the turn off delay. So this is how the delays are introduced in the statements. Next, minimum value, typical value and maximum value, that is min, type and max value. So that is minimum value, typical value, maximum value. So Verilog provides additional level of control for each type of delay mentioned above. That is, we have three different type of delays: rise delay, fall delay and turn off delay. So each of them, rise delay will be having three different values again, that is minimum rise delay, typical rise delay, maximum rise delay. Like that, fall delay we have minimum fall delay, typical fall delay and maximum fall delay. Similarly, for turn off delays, all the three values: minimum turn off delay, typical turn off delay and maximum turn off delay. Like this, Verilog provides additional level of control for the each type of delay. So for each type of delay, rise, fall and turn off, three values, minimum, typical and maximum, can be specified. Any one value can be chosen at the start of the simulation. So you can choose any one value here. So minimum, typical and maximum values are used to model devices whose delays vary within a minimum and maximum range because of IC fabrication process variations. So as because of there is a variation in the IC fabrication process, there will be different values are used introduced. That's why a minimum, typical and maximum values are going to be specified for the modeling of the different devices. Using these delays, the minimum value and maximum value range can be chosen. So the minimum value is the minimum delay value that the designer expects the gate to have. That is usually the ideal value. So minimum value is nothing but, as the name suggests, it is a minimum value or minimum delay that the designer expects the gate to have. Then the typical value. The typical value is the typical delay value that the designer expects the gate to have. And the maximum value is the maximum delay value that the designer expects the gate to have. So the names itself suggest minimum, typical is in between the minimum and maximum, and the maximum value. So minimum, typical or maximum value can be chosen at the Verilog runtime. So whenever you run the program or during the simulation time, so these values are going to be chosen, minimum, typical or maximum value. So method for choosing these types of values, that is minimum value, typical value and maximum value, may be vary for different simulators or operating system. So we do not have Verilog Excel type. So for Verilog Excel type, the values are chosen by specifying the options plus max delay plus typical delays and plus minimum delay at the runtime. So if no option is specified, the typical delay value is the default. It's the default value. So during runtime, these are going to be specified. So this is going to be allow the designer the flexibility of building three delay values for each transition into their design. That means, so rise time will be having the three different type of delays, that is minimum rise time, maximum typical rise time, maximum rise time. So like this, other two, fall delay as well as turn off delay, will be also having these three different type of values. So the designer can check or experiment with the delay values without modifying the design. So here there are examples of the minimum, maximum and typical delay values. So first example, and hash comma 4 colon 5 colon 6. So observe here, the values of minimum, typical and maximum in this order, they are going to be separated by the colon, not by the comma. So that is the difference between the rise, fall and turn off delay and minimum, typical and maximum delay. So whenever the values are separated by colon, they represent the minimum value, typical value and the maximum value. So here the only one value is specified, that is the 4 colon 5 colon 6. So 4 is the minimum value, 5 is the typical value and 6 is the maximum value. So for rise delay, if you specify minimum, it will take 4. If it is typical value, the value is 5. For the maximum delay, the rise delay will be 6. Like this it will take. Suppose if you specify two delays, so observe here, and followed by hash 3 colon 4 colon 5 comma 5 colon 6 colon 7. So here see, first 3 colon 4 colon 5, these are the minimum, typical and maximum value, again separated by comma, then 5 colon 6 colon 7. That means the first set 3 4 5 is rise delay and the second set 5 6 7 is the fall delay. So rise delay have three different value, fall delay have three different value. then here turn off delay is not specified. In this case the minimum value will be the turn off delay out of those three. So rise delay is 3, fall delay is 5, and turn off delay is minimum of 3 or 3 colon 3 or 5 for the, it is the minimum value. Then typical value 4 is the rise delay, 6 is the fall delay, turn off delay will be the minimum out of 4 and 6, and the last one rise delay is 5, fall delay is 7, and the turn off delay will be the minimum between the 5 and 7. So like this the second example goes, and the last one all the three values are going to be specified. This is very simple, that is minimum, typical and maximum value for all the three different type of delays, that is rise delay, fall delay and turn off delay. That is 2 colon 3 colon 4. 2 colon 3 colon 4 is the rise delay, minimum value, typical value and maximum value. 3 colon separated by comma, 3 colon 4 colon 5. 3 is the minimum value, minimum fall time, 4 is the typical fall time, 5 is the maximum fall time, comma 4 colon 5 colon 6. 4 is the minimum turn off value, 5 is the typical turn off value, 6 is the maximum turn off value. So like this whenever three delays are specified, all the three different type of delays will having the different type of minimum, typical and maximum values. So we'll see an example using the gate module. So let us consider a simple example to illustrate the use of gate delay to model timing in a logic circuit. So a simple module called D, we are going to write a module whose name is D. So like in previously we had a module full add, like that here the module D will be implemented using the following logic equation. So the logic equation is given here directly. Out is equal to A and B or C. A into B plus C, that is nothing but A and B odd with C. So this is the logic circuit diagram for that expression. Out is the output port, A, B and C are the input ports. A and B are connected with the AND gate and it has a delay value 5 that is written within the symbol. Then we have a OR gate. Output of AND gate is odd with the input C. The OR gate when executes, it introduces the 4 units of delay. There is a wire in between output of AND gate towards the input of the OR gate which do not have the name, so that is the intermediate wire. It is given the name E. So the program for this one, that is Verilog definition for the module D using delay, it can be written like this. Module D is the name of the module. Out comma A comma B comma C, this is list of the ports. Then declaration of the port, output out, input A comma B comma C, then wire, there is an intermediate wire E. So this is the declaration part. Then the instantiation part. So in the circuit itself we have seen that AND gate introduces 5 units of delay and OR gate introduces 4 units of delay, so that is specified here, and followed by #5. #5 is the delay here. A1 is the instance, it is optional. So observe the circuit diagram. E for AND gate, E is the output, A comma B are the inputs. So instantiate that E comma A comma B, termination. Then for OR gate, the delay specified is 4. OR is the predefined primitive. #4 O1 is the instance name. So here out is the output, E is the input, C is the input for OR gate. So that's why out comma E comma C. This is the instantiation of a OR gate end module. Now let's see the stimulus for the module D. So module stimulus module do not have any ports, so no port list. Declare the inputs as reg, output as wire. So reg are A comma B comma C, wire is output. So module D1 is the instance, out comma A comma B comma C. So these are the instantiation part. Now initial behavioral modeling here, initial begin, that is grouping purpose. Give the different combinations of values for A, B and C. So using A, B and C, maximum 8 combinations of values are possible. That is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, 1 from 0 to 7. So 8 possible values, 8 combination of values are possible. So out of that, any values you can take. So here the values taken are, all the values are 1 bit binary. So first A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 0 without any delay. After 10 time units of delay, A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1, C is equal to 1. Then after again 10 units of time, A is equal to 1, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 0. So any combination you can take. Then finally hash 20, that is after 20 time units, the simulation is terminated by using the system task $finish end module. This is just an example. Any combination of values for A, B, C is taken. How they are written? 1 is the size followed by tick, B is the binary, then the actual value for that A. Like this, all the different combinations of A, B and C are specified. So 3 combinations are specified here: 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1 and 1, 0, 0. Now let's see the waveform here first. This is the output of the expression out is equal to A and B or C. So observe here, at the beginning A, B, C all are 0. At the start of the simulation, the input values A, B, C all are zeros. So because the input value is going to be 0 as according to the given expression. See here, A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 0 at the 0 time unit. Its value is going to be changed after 10 time units. Second combination, hash 10. A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1, C is equal to 1. Here the output input changes after 10 time units. That's why input combination here, see the timing is specified at the below: 0, 5, 9, 10, 14, 15, etc. All this is the timing. So observe at 10th time unit, A, B and C all are changed to 1. Value of A is transitioned from 0 to 1, B is also changed from 0 to 1, C is also changed from 0 to 1. Now observe the output. Here output, AND gate and OR gate are the outputs. AND gate output is E, OR gate output is out. AND gate is changing after 5 time units and OR gate is changing after 4 time units. Now observe here in the waveform, E is initially, it is unknown for 5 time units because E is given hash 5. Hash 5 is 5 time units. So 5 time units it will not do anything. So the values are unknown. So after that one, the AND gate output is produced. So AND gate output for 0, 0 is 0. That's why E is 0 from 5 time units onwards. Then A and B, the value changed at 10th time unit. So A is 1, B is 1 at 10 time units. So from 10 onwards, 10 time unit onwards, you have to count 4 time units, that is 10 plus 4 is 14. Sorry, 5 time units, because output of the AND gate changes after every 5 time units if the input is changed. So the output E and outputs are initially unknown there. So at the time 10, after A, B and C all are transition to 1, the output transition is also to 1 after a delay of 4 time units, and E changes value to 1 after 5 time units because of the delay specified for AND gate and OR gate. Then at 20 time unit, observe at the 20 time unit, B and C, the inputs B and C, they are transitioned to 0 because we have given the combination 1 0 0 as the input. That's why at 20 time unit, B and C are transitioned to 0. Here E changes value to 0 after the 5 time units from the transition whatever takes place, that is B and C. After that again the 5 time units are elapsed, then the value of E changed to 0, and output transition, that is output is nothing but out, whose transition is changed to 0 after 4 time units when the E is changed, after E changes. So this is how the waveform is simulated. So you can check the waveform as per the given statement and try to understand it correctly. Thank you for watching the video.